Wasn't the latest move last night?
Oh, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that seemed like that might be the latest move.
What did you think when you saw, Ryan, make light of the situation? I guess try to find some humor in all this.
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone who's done anything like that. And so it surprised me.
All right, folks, grab your popcorn because this Hollywood feud just hit another level. Bryan Freedman, the legal bulldog representing Justin Baldoni, has finally spoken out about Ryan Reynolds' little comedy bit at Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary. And let me tell you, he is not amused. Is this just some harmless fun? Or is Ryan low-key throwing shade in the middle of a high-stakes legal war? So what happened at SNL? Well, Ryan Reynolds showed up looking dapper as ever, and, as expected, brought his signature humor to the stage. But what was supposed to be a lighthearted, nostalgic celebration of Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary took a rather uncomfortable turn.
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
When Ryan raises his hand and cracks jokes about the couple's trouble in Hollywood. Now, let's break this down. He didn't explicitly name anyone, but let's not kid ourselves. When a man's wife is at the center of one of the most explosive Hollywood legal battles of the decade, accusing her co-star of severe misconduct, and that same man gets on stage, smirks, and makes jokes, you don't need a PhD in media analysis to connect the dots.
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
It was the kind of moment that had the internet buzzing within minutes. Social media lit up with reactions ranging from, "Did Ryan really just do that?" to "Oof, that was bold." Some fans laughed it off, assuming Ryan was just doing what he does best, being the effortlessly charming wisecracker. But others, they weren't buying the just jokes narrative. Because let's be honest, humor in Hollywood often doubles as damage control. Just look at Blake's reaction to that joke. What happened to one of her dragons? She is not happy with what Ryan just did. The smile wiped right off her face as soon as Ryan said what he said. Her expression, once warm and composed, immediately turned cold and uneasy, as if realizing the weight of his words in real time. Cue Bryan Freedman, who wasted absolutely no time in calling it exactly what it was: disrespectful and deeply revealing. In a scathing interview, Freedman didn't just question Ryan's choice to joke, he outright slammed the optics of it. How, he asked, could any man whose wife has allegedly suffered such a profound violation casually joke about the very industry in which this all unfolded? Freedman's critique wasn't just about poor taste, it was about the message Ryan was sending. If you're standing by your wife in a legal battle this serious, where reputations and careers are at stake, maybe the last thing you should be doing is treating it like late-night comedy fodder. And honestly, he's got a rock-solid point. If the goal is justice, you don't trivialize it with winks and chuckles.
What I make of that is that if your wife is sexually harassed, you don't make fun of the situation. You take it very seriously. You raise the issue and you follow a legal process. What you don't do is mock the person.
But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Some speculate this wasn't just an offhand joke. Some believe it was an intentional move to gauge public reaction, test the waters, and possibly start shifting the narrative. Was Ryan trying to downplay the severity of the allegations through humor? Was this part of a calculated PR play? Freedman seems to think so, and he's not about to let it slide. This is just so Hollywood. A-list actors playing PR chess while their high-powered lawyers wage a legal war? Classic. He's implying that the entire foundation of Lively's claims is, well, shaky at best. Think about it. If Blake and Ryan were absolutely certain that her accusations were airtight, wouldn't Ryan be doing everything in his power to maintain a serious, respectful tone? Wouldn't he be using every opportunity to frame this as a grave injustice? It's giving major damage control vibes, but in the most transparently bad way. And let's not forget, public perception matters in these cases. But wait, there's more. The drama isn't stopping with SNL. Apparently, Blake's legal team is pushing for 2.5 years worth of Baldoni's phone records. Yep, you heard that right. Every single text, call, email, and probably smoke signal the man has sent over the past 2.5 years. They want it all.
Blake's team, their latest move just before the weekend, they're trying to subpoena 2.5 years of phone records. Okay, and that means every communication, not just with all the parties, but basically 2.5 years of Justin Baldoni texting, calling anyone. Would a judge ever, under any circumstances, allow 2.5 years of your every communication with every person alive to be made public?
I think that the law requires that things be narrowly tailored so that they're related to at least the case you're dealing with, unless there's some good reason to not have it narrowly tailored.
If that doesn't scream desperation, I don't know what does. This kind of request isn't just aggressive, it's intrusive and borderline absurd. Imagine having every single private conversation you've had in the last 2 years dumped into a legal battle, picked apart by a team of people looking for anything they can use against you. This isn't about finding truth, it's about creating a narrative.
When you ask for every document for 2.5 years, that's inappropriate. You know, a lot of people could think that they're waiting for a response and that our response would be to object to that. And they would then make a statement in the media saying, oh, look, they don't want the truth. Mr. Baldoni's team does not want the truth to come out.
Freedman, being the legal pitbull he is, wasted no time calling this a massive fishing expedition and an obvious attempt to drum up something, anything, to support Blake's claims. He made it crystal clear. Justin wants all evidence on the table, but combing through 2.5 years worth of communications, that's not about justice. That's about strategic PR warfare. And let's be real, if Blake's team were so confident in their case, why would they need to dig this deep? What are they hoping to find? Or perhaps the better question is, what are they hoping to fabricate? Freedman is drawing a hard line, pushing back against what he describes as an excessive overreach, making it clear that Baldoni isn't about to be steamrolled by legal theatrics. And honestly, he's got a solid case. This kind of demand reeks of desperation, signaling that maybe, just maybe, their original claims aren't as strong as they first appeared. Stay tuned because this legal brawl is far from over. Bryan Freedman did not hold back when discussing Justin Baldoni's so-called family vacation in Hawaii.
Justin, if I'm not mistaken, is on vacation right now with his kids in Hawaii.
I wouldn't call it vacation. I don't think anybody who's been accused of heinous, arguably what are crimes, is on vacation. I think that he is trying to gather with his family and get some semblance of peace.
While some media outlets painted it as an attempt to escape the drama, Freedman made it clear that Baldoni was anything but on vacation. Freedman emphasized that his client was merely seeking solace with his family after being thrown into one of the most public and brutal legal battles in recent Hollywood history. He criticized the portrayal of Baldoni's trip as a retreat, stating, "No one accused of serious misconduct and fighting to clear their name can truly be on vacation. Justin is simply trying to be with his loved ones while navigating a devastating character assassination." Freedman also pointed out that Baldoni has continued working closely with his legal team, reviewing documents and preparing for court, even while spending time with his family.
I think he's hopeful, and I think he's grateful. He's grateful he's with his family. He's grateful that he could be with his family.
He even noted that Baldoni had opened his home to wildfire victims, showing that despite his personal crisis, he remained committed to helping others.
Grateful that he could let other fire victims use his house so it could come of some use.
The lawyer's remarks cast a sharp contrast to how Lively's camp has spun the narrative, attempting to depict Baldoni as indifferent or unbothered. Instead, Freedman argues, Baldoni is doing what any father and husband would, seeking support from his family while defending himself against a high-profile attack.
And there are these HR complaints that are circulating around social media, alleged complaints, that say there are 2 other women on the cast who also had situations with Justin.
Some anonymous HR complaints mysteriously started circulating online, claiming 2 other women had issues with Justin. But here's the kicker. Major news outlets refused to run the story. Why? Because those complaints were heavily redacted. No dates, no names. Just a big, ambiguous cloud of accusations floating around social media. Suspicious much? And let's not forget Sony, the studio. They've outright said they received no official complaints about Justin. So if Blake and her team were serious about these allegations, why hasn't Sony backed them up?
I understand why people could be redacted. I believe in certain privacy rights, certainly, but I'm not really clear on why dates would be redacted. So it'll be interesting to see what the dates are. And as far as Sony is concerned, I believe there's a Variety article published that's out there that says Sony received no complaints.
This saga is evolving by the day, and you better believe we'll be here for every single twist and turn. Court dates, media leaks, celebrity statements. This case has it all, and it's only getting messier. So tell me, do you think Ryan's SNL bit was innocent fun, a clever PR move, or a desperate attempt to shift focus? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned, because this Hollywood showdown is just heating up.